My name is Maxim Grunin. What was interesting for me when I was thinking of making this painting, when I was painting it, it came from my experience of walking around little parks and ravines and conservation areas in my area. Just for fun, I'd go veer off into one of those ravines, and I'd find a really beautiful little area lit by sunlight. And it's a temporary experience, it is a sublime experience, and I would bring it back with me into the studio, and then it would eventually become a painting. In this project I start by getting a blank canvas, a cotton canvas, stretching it over a rough stretcher that is for studio purpose only. I don't exhibit the work on that stretcher. I prime the canvas and then I sand it so it's smoother and the paint glides over it easier. And I'll be using acrylics and a palette knife. I've been painting many landscapes lately this year, 2009 this year, and there's always a perspective in them. There are technical things like gradient, or transparency or opacity. Let's say I paint something and it's too dark. I could glaze it with a transparent wash, or the opposite. Something is too light or too warm or too cold, and if something is too warm, I'll glaze it over with a bluish or purple cooler wash. And I also introduce calligraphy and drawing in my work. You'll see I like to combine abstract elements together with the representational elements. So instead of painting out little branches and grass, let's say, I would splash paint or splatter paint or pour it or spill it. You would come and look at the painting and you would just be organized to stay within that painting. You're not going to, so it's composition is important. It's about composition. I like to preserve freshness. What does that mean? Let's say I apply paint with a palette knife or a brush, and I don't want to overwork it. I don't want to fidget. I don't want to overwork it, make it deliberate. I like to keep the raw, almost unfinished quality, and little by little build it all together so that it looks finished. But in reality, it's very broad. Fun. The motive for me to go into the studio and paint is because it's always about fun.